Hi, I'm Kelly,
And I'm Lori.
and we are,
To Rope Drop and Beyond.
and this is our very first episode of our series called Let's Talk About Disney
And today we're talking about lightning lanes. Basic.
101. So, what is a lightning lane?
A lightning lane is a way to skip the lines, skip the standby lines. You still have to go to some lines in Disney World and Disneyland.
They are different in the two different parks, and today we're going to talk about Disney World. There are different variations of lightning lanes.
So the first type of lightning lane is a multipass lightning lane.
This type of lightning lane, there are almost all of the rides in Disney World qualify for lightning lane multipass, and you can buy one pass that gets you into each ride one time per day. And then you can do it with different parks if you have a park hopper pass, or just one park if you have a 1 park per day pass.
And you can't just go to any ride at any time. You have to actually book them in advance.
Yes. If you are staying on Disney property, you can book them 7 days in advance. And if you're staying off property, or if you have an annual pass, you can book them 3 days in advance.
And then you can hold 3 at a time, and when you've used one, you can get another one.
Yes. Also with that, there are tiers, and when you book them in advance, you can choose 1 ride from tier 1 and 2 rides from tier 2. Or you could book all 3 of them for tier 2, but you can only have 1 tier 1 ride when you initially book them.
The only exception to this is Animal Kingdom, which does not have tiers.
Correct.
The second type is Lightning Lane Single Pass.
And with this type, you're just buying a pass for 1 ride, and there are only specific rides that are available for this. In Magic Kingdom, it's Tron, and are there any others?
Dwarfs.
7 Dwarfs. In Epcot, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, and in Animal Kingdom, it is
Flight of Passage.
yes, and in Hollywood Studios, it's Rise of the Resistance. And those have different prices depending on the ride you want to get, and you can just buy it and choose a time that you want to go ride that ride.
And the third type is the Premier Pass.
And this one is an all-inclusive pass where you could ride each ride 1 time at the park that you're at, but you can ride it any time that you want.
You don't have to book it in advance.
Correct. You can just go and ride the ride. And so a lot of people, the theory behind this one is that you don't have to be on your phone, you don't have to do a lot of planning, but it is quite expensive.
And you can only book it if you are staying at a Disney resort. If you're off property, you can't book it. And you can book it 7 days in advance.
Correct. Let's talk about the different tiers. Since you can only book 1 tier 1 ride, here's a list of the different tier 1 rides in each park.
So Magic Kingdom, we've got Jungle Cruise,
Tiana's,
Space Mountain,
and Peter Pan's Flight.
and when it is available, also Big Thunder Mountain. Right now it is closed for refurbishment.
Correct.
And then in Hollywood Studios, we have Rock and Roller Coaster,
Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway,
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run,
and Slinky Dog Dash. And then in Epcot, we have Frozen Ever After,
and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
and Soarin'.
And when it is available, we will have Test Track.
So those are the tier 1 rides. Those are the ones that are often, some of them are booked out 7 days, and by 3 days you can't get them. But most of the tier 1s you can at least find something, and then you can modify it later.
Right. One important thing to know is that you need, in order to start being able to book other tier 1 rides throughout the day, you have to use one lightning lane in the morning. So we like to book one right at 9. So therefore, we try to book something that's not really that popular. Maybe everyone else isn't booking it. Maybe you don't really care about riding it that much. But what it does is it unlocks all of your other tier 1s for the rest of the day.
Yes. When you're booking your lightning lanes, what Disney does is they put them in an hour slot. And when you're initially booking them, you have to book them within an hour apart from each other at least. It won't let you book them closer. So just keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that you can modify things once you get to the park. And it's fairly easy to do most of the time.
It's really probably easier to modify once you're there than to modify when you're trying to hurry and book them 7 days in advance before your time runs out. You get 5 minutes to book it, and once your time runs out, you have to start over.
Yeah. So with the different lightning lanes, the different types of lightning lanes, there are different pricing tiers, I guess you could call it. Multi-pass is going to be around $20 to $30. It changes based on the day. It changes based on the park. The busier days are more expensive, and the busier parks are more expensive as well.
The one that gets you the park hopper is usually the same price as Magic Kingdom.
Okay. And so with the single pass lightning lanes, those are priced. The prices change a little bit, but not usually too much. But they are based on the ride as well. Tron is usually one of the most expensive. It's usually around $20. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is less, usually around $11 to $15, depending on the time of year, how busy it is.
Right. And then the Premier Pass is the most expensive of all. And it is anywhere from, let's say, $250 to $500, depending on the day
And the park.
Yeah.
Right. So what we've done, we've made a little video that shows how to book the multi-pass lightning lane. And the same process goes for single pass and Premier Pass. But this just kind of shows you the steps that you can take and gives you a couple of little tips of how to do it.
I'm faster than lightning. Gotcha!
Open your app and click Purchase. Then choose a date, choose a park, and choose which passes you want for that park. The next step will be to choose your party. The app is sometimes slow. Wait for it to load. Then choose your party. Then choose your rides. Make sure that it's a good time and that it's the price you want, and then click Purchase.